Okay, so a couple things. First, check out the Way 2 channel. Just do me that little favor. We're trying to get up to 20 subs before we put out our video. These are all the homies that are actually a part of that channel, so if you want to check us all out, please do so in a link below. With that being said, let's get straight into the video itself. Boop, boop, boop. So we'll start from the Spednaz, like, you know, Capcan Tachanka, and then we'll end up with Solus, and I'll make a guess on Brava main since they don't really exist yet, since that it's not the 7th. Okay, bet, but let's get into it. Capcan mains, you guys are very scared players. You don't have that much confidence in your gun skills, so you decide to pick Capcan to get free easy picks on people not paying any fucking attention. But the issue with Capcan mains is they sometimes lack essential map knowledge to actually be effective, and they need to work on that. So Tachanka, you guys are y'all are very charismatic people. Y'all are very stand-up people. You guys hate having to defend yourself for bringing him, even though he brings more utility than smoke, but people just don't see him as a smoke alternative. But, you know, with time, they'll all see. Glass mains. You guys really wanted to play Call of Duty today, but instead of playing Call of Duty, you guys decided to boot up Rainbow Six and play with his sniper rifle instead of the one that is on COD. Fuse. Y'all are just scary people. Half the time I think you just want to get banned when you go to fuse the hostage. You guys are very scattered brain. Y'all are just going to fuse anything that moves. Teammate, hostage, enemy. It does not matter. It can be your neighbor's cat for all you care. IQ mains. IQ mains are solid people. You guys only really pick her to play the G8 and rush in half the time. You guys don't really use her gadget as well as you should. Blitz mains. You guys are very aggressive, but you lack the gun skill enough that you would rather have the shield in front of your face and letting the ash peek off the side of you. But half the time you get shot through the shield and it just makes you very depressed. Bandit mains. You guys don't want to be bandit mains, but you just don't like Kate as much, so you're just going to keep playing bandit. Y'all are very chill people. Y'all just cannot stand when people don't watch out for twitch runs. Jaeger mains. You guys don't want to play Jaeger. You were only playing him because he's the only thing that can stop projectiles. You guys are very boring players, and I don't see how you guys have that much fun playing Jaeger. Rook. Rook mains are very lazy. They just want to put down their gadget, make one rotate, then run off and probably spawn peek and die and do their own thing. Doc mains are very selfish. Y'all say you're doing it for the team, in reality you're gonna go spawn peek out of like fucking connect window on consulate, and then you'll get shot and try to heal yourself up again. Twitch mains. You guys are very angry right now that they took away your vert grip, even though you only played her for the gun. Twitch mains have basic map knowledge, but they just don't have awareness, so you'll just drive into a group of like 3 people trying to shoot off a mirror. Bonsang mains, you guys are very scared people. Y'all are very non-confrontational. Like, at the party, you're the one sitting in the corner playing your music in your earbuds instead of talking to people. You're very shy. You guys say that it's for, you know, oh, I want to gather intel, but in reality, you guys just lack the gun skill to be able to hold a real weapon. Thermite mains don't exist. You just want to win the game, so you play Thermite. But besides that, you guys are very solid people, very stand-up people. Pulse mains are some of the most... I don't want to say it, but the heavy pulse mains that I've come across are they're kind of racist sometimes. It feels like pulse mains just don't have the gun skill to go face on face, so they're going to sit from below with a nitro cell. Castle mains are very stubborn people. You swear this is the best spot for your castle, even though half the time it's not. And it ends up getting your team killed, and then you blame the teammates for roaming instead of, you know, staying on site. Ash mains, you were the ones that really wanted to play Call of Duty. You guys are very aggressive, but instead of playing the DMR like fucking Glass, you're deciding to run in with a whole gold M4 trying to kill kids. Thatcher mains, you don't exist. Next. Smoke mains, you guys are very solid people. You guys do kind of, you know, only think one-dimensionally, and when somebody brings up the Tachanka, you guys scoff and cry. Smoke mains are either really good at the game, or they're brand new and it's the first op they bought. Sledge mains are very angry people since all the changes, and they feel that even though he's, you know, still a 3 armor, they can still swing like he's a 2-speed, and it just ends up getting them killed, and they're really mad that if they lose their nades, Buck is going to take over the meta. Mute mains are very solid people. They're cool. Not the smartest is what I've realized, but they're smart enough to cover drone holes, and they get really mad when they're the only ones doing things on site. Frost mains, as of this moment, you guys exist. After the change, you're not, but you guys are extreme baiters. Like, y'all are master baiters, like, not even like a joke. You guys will bait out teammates, bait out the downs, and you'll get your picks. You will always get your picks. But you guys just decide that, you know, a life for a life, a kill for a kill. They kill you, you kill your teammates, you kill them. Buck mains are very hard-headed. They're still using Buck, even though keeps getting nerfed because he is the best soft breacher. But half the time, they don't really get the soft breach because fucking Pulse or Valkyrie pop up with a nitro cell. Valk mains are very angry people. You guys get mad that the gun doesn't kill fast enough, yet you guys can't hit your shots. BB mains are just some bitches. You guys, your dad's left. I'm sorry to tell you that, and you know it. Capital mains are very quiet. They don't use the in-game voice chat, and it ends up really screwing them in the end because they'll go to firebomb a corner around and then Ash flash through and gets damaged. Cav mains, you're not the godly noobs, so stop acting like him. You're not going to ever really get out of the low ranks unless you switch off. Cav can be really cool, but you guys are very aggressive players that it ends up getting you fucked because you'll down one, go to hit him with the Intero, and then all of a sudden the rest of the team's behind you hitting you with a whole fucking gangbang. Echo mains are sad people, and not sad like because they play Echo, I just feel that they just like being alone. Yeah, Sai, that was for you. Okay, Habana mains. Habana mains are really chill people. They don't like that, you know, they're kind of just useless, is what people say. But they have a really good guns, and they know what the hell they're doing. It's just that they're not accepted. Jackal mains, y'all are kind of iffy if you exist or not. You guys are really just using the gun over the gadget, because at the time when you ping on the gadget, they just run back in the sight, and then your round's over. Mirror mains, you guys don't like taking head-to-head peeks, so you use the black mirror to get yourself an advantage. If you had the peek straight up off a door, most of the time you're the ones getting blasted because your pre-fire skills are kind of meh. Legion mains are very egotistical in my opinion. You guys like to get mad over the smallest things about your teammates on site, even though when you do roam, you don't really do much, and half the time your gadget is placed somewhere that they're not even going to come. Gang mains are the scum of the earth. You're only playing her because she's very strong, and the second that they nerf her again, you'll be really mad, and then you'll probably just quit the game. Ela mains are simps, sorry to say it, like, even I don't like using that word, I don't like using that type of language towards them, but the very few Ela mains that I have met are all really simps for this bitch, and I said bitch to piss off a couple of them. You guys are either a varsity fanboy and want to use that Ela shoddy until it's destroyed again, or B, you use the Scorpion and you try to pre-fire like your old school Volo. Zoph mains are Ash mains that have upgraded, and now they're mad that she's now only a 1-speed. Very smart players, you have really good map knowledge for how to blow stuff up, but at the same time, you guys shoot off the grenades so fast, it's like a fucking teenage boy's first cum shot. Dokkaebi mains didn't exist until about a season ago when they decided to buff her as much as they did. You're only really riding the train. Vigil mains are very quiet people, and they're supposed to be arguably the best roamer because they're kit suited towards it, but half the time they're on the opposite side of the map in a corner waiting for people to hop in windows. Finka mains, you guys used to be the top shit for a single season until Ubisoft decided to nerf LMGs and just nerf you into the dirt, and now you're even more mad. Lion mains, you guys are very stubborn people, you're set in your ways. If you have a strat, you're going to use it each time, and you guys can be aggro unless your name is Sai. And now we're on the Alibi. Alibi mains, there's only two. You're either really good or really bad. Alibi mains know what they're doing, but they don't want to, admit it sometimes. Very poor gadget placement. They'll help around with sight, but they want to roam at spawn peak, and then they'll just die half the time if they don't hit their shots. Maestro mains, you guys say it's for the cans, but in reality, you guys are not alive long enough to actually use your cameras. And then you're just trying to spray with a really good LMG the entire time. If that thing got nerfed, you guys would probably be back in copper. Maverick mains are some of the smartest mains in the entirety of the game. It takes somebody with enough brains to actually use Maverick to his full efficiency. He has a very high cap ceiling, but he's a very good operator. You guys are very solid. You guys are just kind of mad that your teammates are idiots sometimes. Clash mains, most of the time you just main her because you want to do the little meme turtle thing. But you guys are very smart players. Occasionally, it depends on how you push. It just depends on the player at that point. Cade mains are just old school bandit mains, but you guys want the better gun, and you want the ability to be a little bit more lacier with your placement. Nomad mains are very scared players. They want to sit back and, watch the flank and hold it, and then hope they get a free kill with the air jabs. The gun skill lacks with a couple of them, but you put that ARX in the hands of anybody, it's going to rush. Gridlock mains are very mad because nobody sees them as a good operator, even though Gridlock is a very good operator. Gridlock mains are very sluggish. They're slower on the pushes, and that's not because Gridlock's big, it's because I think that their brains just don't think smart enough. Maji mains are very aggressive players. You guys swing anything, you guys don't usually catch drones, and you guys don't use them half the time. Warden mains, you guys are just trolls, you're just there to make people mad. Not your teammates, but you're going to make the other team mad because Warden's actually pretty good right now. Knock mains are just Ash mains that wanted to be silent. Goyo is only really used by the high skill players because he's really good. If you're a low skill player trying to use Goyo, most of the time you're just going to toast your teammates like marshmallows. Mario playing mains are trying to do the Copper to Champ challenge, so they're trying to lower their elo as much as they can. Kali mains are just straight bitches because they can't get kills without a one-shot weapon. My mains are very combative. When people say bring Jaeger and they bring Wamai, they're very safe players. They want to hold their long angles and not fear anything blowing up. Very good players. Iona mains are just newer Ash mains. When she gets nerfed, they'll probably run back to Ash. For Oryx mains, you really hate shield players, but half the time you don't run into shield players. You just use them to get up and down hatches, and you get really aggressive with the spawn peaks. You're basically just a good roamer with a run thing. You don't really use his gadget because his gadget's just him running through walls and it damages you. Melusi mains are right now struggling to survive after all the recent changes to her. I think Melusi needs a 1-5, but she's never going to get it. Melusi mains are very smart players. They'll put their gadget in the correct spots and they'll slow people down. Ace mains are just AK-12 crutch players. If you switch his gun with like thermites, you won't be doing as well. Zero. You guys understand the core aspects of the game of intel gathering, but you guys are not the smartest players because half the time you're just shooting them into the wall and it's not helping. Aruni mains, you only picked her because you want the 2-shot DMR and you just didn't want to bring Jaeger. Flores mains, you played a lot of Call of Duty as a kid and you want to play with the little drones. Half the time they just get shot by mute and it makes you very angry. Thunderbird mains, you guys are just evolved Doc mains that have very poor Thunderbird placement. You guys are very fun people to play with because your gun skill is pretty good. But when it comes to like stopping plant, your brain just doesn't work like that. Osa mains, you're scared of confrontation just like Monty mains. You need the shield to get kills. You need a 50-round mag to actually get your kills. Thorn mains, you guys only pick her for the gun. And right now, since her gadget's glitched and, it doesn't pop up red when it should kill you, you get free picks. Zombie mains are very creative players because they can manipulate the site as much as they want to. Sense players are they're weird players because that Sense is a good op, but nobody sees Sense as a good op like that. You guys want to be like the person to show everyone like, hey, Sense is really good if you use them correctly. Grim mains, you just don't exist, or you're just there to throw elo. Ubisoft could have done so much better with with Grim, and you just didn't do it. Solus mains are just discount pulse mains that want to say they're going to stop people from below, but in reality, they want to do a safe run out, and half the time, they don't use their gadget. Bravo mains don't exist at the moment, but when they do exist, it's going to be they just want somebody strong, and they just like making people irritated when you take over Capcan traps and blow them up. And so, my bad if I talk a little bit faster. I'm trying to get this video done since I'm about to record it. And with all that being said, Dex out, bye.